Hey y'all, it's your girl Kiinko, and welcome to the third episode of Unfolded, my lyrical breakdown series where I take you behind the meaning, the bars, and the mindset behind my music. On today's episode, we're going to be dissecting Russian Roulette, the third and final act of the trilogy. A cold theatrical record rooted in precision and control.
With bars that land like warnings, timed, sharp, and loaded with risk. Throughout the track, gunplay metaphors, gambling imagery, and culinary flips are woven together to build tension without ever losing control. The writing leans on double entendres, compact rhyme patterns, and tonal restraint to keep the pressure tight from start to finish.
First and foremost, we're going to start with our pre-verse section. There's strength and vulnerability, and there's power and weakness. Listen, all I need is that one spot. All I need is like one shot for me to take hold. I was running cross country on my but the past the bitches in the long run. I took my medallion. Struck a bitch, ego, my smile won't fold like what? Take one, seen too many, y'all don't give a fuck. When I say, all I need is that one spot. All I need is like one shot for me to take hold. Alright, so my nose itching. So this becomes my core philosophy throughout the entire song. What I'm saying is, I don't need multiple chances, visibility, or validation. Give me one position and one opportunity. I will take control of it completely. So there's sort of this progression inside of this pairing. It sets up the rest of the entire song, essentially. I was running cross country on my short stack, but I passed some bitches in the long run. I took gold. Here, I'm using track and field imagery, specifically cross country, where it's all about endurance and stamina. But I'm also saying I was running around, I was trying to get to places and make something happen. And then when I say I'm a short stack, I'm acknowledging my height and how I might be underestimated or not built like the typical winner. But I passed some bitches in the long run, ties it all back together. Because we know that the long run connects to cross country. The distance, how far you have to go, how long you have to run. And it also means over time. Even if I wasn't the first or the fastest in the beginning, I still surpassed them. I didn't fail. When I say I took gold, that's me saying that I didn't just last. I didn't just maintain. I won. In the end, I came out on top, like the Olympics. My medallion cold, battalion swole. Here, the medallion ties back to me taking the gold medal. And the medal is cold, meaning that it's flawless, it's valuable. I'm stunning with it. It's real material. Battalion swole means I'm not just standing alone. And I say this like on a mental level. I'm backed by my strength, my presence, and power like an army. So I'm not some one-dimensional figure. There's so many other things that even when I'm scared or afraid, I have to trust myself and my instinct. Stroke a bitch, ego, my smile won't fold. Like what? I know how to play into people's games and their manipulation tactics. I can feed it, boost it if I want to, but at the same time, I'm not affected or moved by how anyone else interprets me or perceives me. I could give two shits, honestly. My smile won't fold means I don't break, I don't crack under pressure, and I don't lose my composure. So there's the theme of control again. I can influence you, but you can't influence me. And then, when I say like what, that's me checking shit. Like I'm bucking up on you. Sweating nothing but a buck. Take one, seen too many, y'all don't give a fuck. I'm not stressed about anything except money. It's the only thing that I'm focused on. So, I'm not overthinking or acting off of emotion. Take one refers to filming. The first take, the first shot. Scene two sounds like scene two, like the next part of a movie or the next part of a film. So I'm blending performance and reality together here. And I've seen too many of y'all give a fuck. I watched y'all care too much. I watched y'all mess up y'all moment because y'all was too afraid. And our next section is where we transition into our hook. Russian Roulette. This showcases the central concept of the song, and repeating it makes it stick and hit. And so it builds anticipation and keeps things engraved in your brain. The background vocals are essential here as well, because as I'm saying one shot, one shot, one shot over and over to kind of pull off this hypnotic vibe, and it's supposed to pull you into a trance. And then we have the ad-libs and the other layers that keep the energy floating and help it to sound full. They keep everything feeling alive and fresh. And so, you know, the hook just isn't me repeating things. It's meant to lock you onto the mindset of the song. Our next section is going to be verse 1. I got one time to take you out, speed dating with the chamber, got a single invitation like the blunt passed out. They don't want to give me credit, got a black card, I'ma pull a nigga like a cop car. It's no, cause I got a chance trying to bed the man for his trauma. Thought I wouldn't get it, hit unconscious. You don't want it with a bitch now. Aim for the take a little piggies at the market. Walked in a nigga in that spot or whatever. Dealing with a 20 stay dubbing you hoes. I got one time to take you out, speed dating with the chamber, got a single invitation like the blunt passed out. Lots and lots to break down on this portion. I got one time to take you out goes back to the one bullet in the chamber, like I only get one chance to eliminate you, but it's also a double entendre because it can mean taking someone out on a date. Then I say speed dating with the chamber, using a metaphor to compare the gun chamber to speed dating, where everything is fast, quick choices, and you're constantly rotating from one option to the next. Got a single invitation like the blunt passed out keeps that same idea going, where single is wordplay referring to both one bullet and single people. And rotation connects everything together. The chamber spinning, people cycling through and speed dating, and the blunt being passed around in a circle. An extended metaphor. That one moment landing where it's supposed to, but I'm showing that even though it may sound or look random, it's still controlled by me. They're placed on purpose. They don't want to give me credit. Got a black card, I'ma pull a nigga like a cop car. Race who now? They don't want to give me credit. I'm talking about people who won't acknowledge me or give me the props they know I fucking deserve because of my work ethic, because of the content, because of the quality, because of the value and the things that I'm putting out for my craft. But credit is also wordplay that helps us flip it into credit card, which leads into I got a black card, representing, you know, your status, your power, and a level people strive to reach. That word black then carries over into the next line when I say I'ma pull a nigga like a cop car, which works as a simile, comparing how I'm calling someone out to how a cop pulls someone over, while also touching on the reality of Black people being targeted by police. Race who now ties everything together because race connects back to car, but to also identity, and I'm flipping it like, what can you really do to me now? So I'm stacking meanings through double entendres and wordplay while connecting credit card, black card, and race all in one flow to show power, status, and control over the situation. It's no problem, cause I got a chance Jonathan Bennett, the man for his trauma. Thought I wouldn't get it hit unconscious. Ow, you don't want it with a bitch now. Love it, love it. Here, it's no problem, cause I got a chance. This is me basically saying that I can take on a challenge no matter how big, how small it may be. I know I got this. Do you? All I need is the opportunity. Again, going back to the central idea. But I'm also using wordplay here because Chance connects to Chance, the rapper whose real name is Jonathan Bennett. It's also a reference to the actor from Mean Girls, tying into the next line with forced trauma because his character got hit by a bus out of nowhere. Oh. And when I say forced trauma, I thought I wouldn't get a hit. I'm describing the impact because I'm delivering a hit so unexpectedly, you didn't think I had it in me. And you know, the hit is a double entendre because it can mean physically getting harmed or me making a hit record. You know, unconscious extends that impact like I didn't just touch you, I took you out. And then I say, you don't want it with a bitch now. It's me stepping into that full confidence. Like, I've shown you what I can do. Now you really don't want to try it. So here we have a layer of pop culture references, double entendres, and wordplay all at once, stacking multiple meanings in the same lines while pushing the idea of impact. Got the red dot on the bull terrier. I'm aiming for the target, taking little piggies to the market. Red dot, I'm referring to a laser sight on a gun, which helps you figure out your precision and how on point that you are when you're aiming. So the bull terrier is wordplay because bull connects to bullseye / target, which is also, bull terrier is also a breed of dog. In that same sense, I'm referencing the store Target, whose logo is a red target and whose mascot is a bull terrier. So the red dot on the bull terrier ties directly into that. I'm aiming for the target reinforces that, meaning I'm locked in on exactly what I want. Taking little piggies to the market is a flipped nursery rhyme reference where piggies represent the people that I'm going after. And to the market, it sounds playful, but it's really me lining them up and yeah. Yes, I've been treading the top spot like forever. I walked on a nigga in that spot or wherever. Fuck it. I'm emphasizing that I've already been moving toward the top, even before the recognition, even before you guys started paying attention to me. Fuck it. This ain't new to me. I walked on a nigga in that spot or wherever. This shifts into a sort of like, I want to say more aggression, where I'm saying I'm gonna walk you down. Whoever's in my way is going to get mushed. They're going to get removed so I can push through. I'm gonna meet you and I'm gonna handle it. Fuck it. It's self-explanatory. Like, you dealing with a dime piece, pin game, Siamese, 20, stay dubbing you hoes. I keep a V in the both of my palms because that's what I take home. A double of those. Okay, let me get through the video. Dime piece is a double entendre. It can mean I'm a perfect 10. But it also connects to money. So pin game Siamese is a metaphor saying my writing is connected to my looks. Like Siamese twins. They're both undeniable. They're both A1. They both outrank. 20, stay dubbing you hoes. Builds on that money play where dub can mean 20, but also means that I'm rejecting you. I'm dismissing you. I keep a V in the both of my palms. Man, this is so fucking clever. I keep a V. You can either do this or you can do this. V represents the number 5 in Roman numerals, and it also represents victory, right? But having a V in both palms, you got 5 and 5. This is going to equal 10, tying back to the dime piece. Then that other layer that I wanted you guys to keep in mind is that 2 V's together, whichever way you put it, they form a W, which stands for a win. That's what I take home, a double of those. I take home double the motherfucking wins and victories. Do you get that? Me consistently coming out on the motherfucking top. The hook is gonna repeat again. Next, we're about to go ahead and get into verse 2. Fuck a room with his bag is what I call T. You play on me, I rehab, you now you off key. They say I did this and that. Ooh. They be scared to show face when I give you a nigga sir. Nigga ugly for a bitch before he's wearing mask. Bad a couple douche, you could run it. I'ma take it to your ass. Cause you know who would've cared. Same 4 or 5 friends. It was beef and you chopping up with niggas who my enemies. I'ma show you how I cut ties. I was born for the spotlight. Don't be acting like a spit. Niggas know you wanna play right. And I know they got. How can practice your lines before you step out in daylight? Fuck a room with this bag is what I call T. You play on me, I rehab. You know you off key. Not worried about gossip or what people are saying. The real key is the money, the results, and the success that I'm acquiring. You play on me, I rehab. You know you off key. It's me saying if you try me, I'll correct you and put you back in place. Rehab is a metaphor here. It's like I'm forcing you into recovery, but it also alludes to something like cocaine rehab, like drug rehab. It's like you're so out of control, you're so addicted to whatever you're doing, you need to be reset. Off key is essential wordplay because it can mean musically you're out of tune, or that, you know, you just stop doing the drugs. They say I did this and that, but bitch, don't get clapped. I've been popping on your ass like acne. They say I did this and that is me addressing those rumors and those people that were talking about me, making those false claims. But bitch, don't get clapped. It's a warning. Don't do all that talking and get yourself in a situation you do not want to be in. I've been popping on your ass like acne. Is a simile making it known that for a very long time, I've been showing you up, wiping the floor with you. Popping has a few different meanings here because it can mean I'm attacking you, that I'm active or buzzing, making noise, or that I'm viscerally busting open like a zit. They be scared to show face when I give it with no concern. They got ugly for a bitch before we was wearing masks. They be scared to show face means people rather hide than to fully show up as themselves and face reality as it is. When I give it with no concern means when I come how I come, it's unapologetic. I'm not caring. It's the truth. And, you know, I'm also stating that I can show up regardless of the mistakes that I made to be brave. You know, and I'm also talking about my actual face here. I'm a very beautiful young lady. It get ugly for a bitch before we was wearing masks. It's a cultural reference because I'm saying things were already bad for them before COVID, when people had to wear fucking masks and be 6 feet away from each other. Ugly works both ways. It means like shit got real for you, and I mean you don't look too good. If you try to backdoor me, better cop a douche. You could run into some shit. I'm gonna take it to your ass. Backdoor me means trying to snake me, betray me, or, you know, do deceitful things behind my back. Better cop a douche is wordplay because a douche is something used to clean out your rectal cavity internally. But I'm positioning it here as a warning. You will run into some shit, flip stat, because if you come at me dirty, you're gonna end up in a messy situation. And, you know, it's layered here with humor and disrespect, which I thought made it such a hard bar. And then to continue that, it says, I'm gonna take it to your ass. And it keeps that energy going. They ain't want to take a risk because they knew I wouldn't care. Same 4-5 friends caliber and never varied. They ain't want to take a risk ties back to the whole Russian roulette concept. Do you guys see how consistent the song has been? You know, here I'm saying that they're hesitant and cautious. They knew I would have carried. It's a double entendre because carried can mean I would have outperformed or exceeded them a long while, as, you know, it plays into carrying a weapon. Same 4-5 friends caliber never varied. 4-5 can refer to a 45 caliber gun, tying back into the weapon imagery, but it also sounds like 4 or 5 friends, meaning the people who have stayed in my immediate circle. His hair is becoming annoying. Caliber is another double entendre because it refers to the type of bullet, but also the level of quality that my company has while it's around me. It never varied, it never changed, it never switched up. Tight knit. If it's beef and you chopping up with niggas who my enemies, I'ma show you how I cut ties. Culinary. I feel like I want to grill y'all. If it's beef, it's wordplay because it means conflict or problems, but it also sets up this food theme. You chopping up with niggas who my enemies. You talking to people I'm not cool with. You talking to people who was out to get me. Chopping up is also like this food imagery. You chopping up with them. I'm gonna show you how I cut ties. Culinary. This is a metaphor where cut ties obviously means that I'm getting rid of you, I'm cutting you off. And, you know, culinary ties the whole scheme together because it relates to the cooking, the cutting, and preparing the food. I was born for the spotlight. Don't be acting like you spit. Niggas know I'm the playwright. I was born for the spotlight. I belong in front of people in that position of attention and performance. I was born for this. I was made for this. Don't be acting like you spit is wordplay because acting connects to the performance. But I'm also calling out people who pretend to rap. People who rap literally just because it's the next coolest thing to do. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but don't step into this space acting like you running shit when you're not even true to this. Niggas know I'm the playwright is a metaphor where I'm comparing myself to someone who writes and who controls the entire play. I did this. I'm not just performing, I'm creating the whole script. And I know they got stage fright. How could practice your lines when you step out of daylight? Stage fright. They scared to go out on this stage and be in front of all these people. They're scared to step up. It contrasts to me being born for the spotlight while they're shivering in their timbers in it. You wanted to be here, like, go practice your lines. Wordplay. Lines can mean that they're rehearsing for a play, but it also refers to the rap lines. Like, they have ghostwriters. You know, go practice your lines before you get out here with these big dogs. You need it. You really do need a rehearsal. Before you step out in daylight continues that imagery, talking about the exposure. Now, essentially, we're going to get into the bridge. Look out at the crowd as I make a debut. I was rooting for us. They depended on you. But I stopped for a second. I was facing the room. Cause I bet my whole life I was something you knew. I look out at the crowd as I make a debut. I was rooting for us. They depended on you. But I stopped for a second. I was placed in a room. I was pacing the room. Cause I bet my whole life I was hoping you knew. This is where everything gets more poetic. So I look out at the crowd as I make a debut. Puts everything into perspective for you as a listener, to turn you into a viewer, emphasizing a defining moment. I was rooting for us. They depended on you. This introduces a shift where I'm no longer just talking about myself. It's sort of like a reflective moment between me, past self, higher self, you know, two different me's. I'm acknowledging something or someone else, and it sounds like unity. I wanted this to work for both us, but you know, now there's this pressure because people are watching and they're expecting something. But I stopped for a second. I was pacing the room. You know, this shows that breaking away from the confidence for a moment. This shows the human side of things, the anxiety, the overthinking, this internal conflict. Because I bet my whole life I was hoping you knew. Brings it back to the risk. This gets really emotional. I'm all in. I hope you see me. This section is also backed by a haunting melody that slightly pulls away from the hook, I guess you can say. It creates a calmer atmosphere where the focus shifts from controlled chaos to something more beautiful. The singing and tone build emotional attachment, letting the listener feel the moment instead of just hearing it, which was so important for me. And then we go ahead and get into the outro. I'm about to go far, I'm really a star. I naturally aim for the sky. Shoot for the sun with the rest of my gun. These niggas don't know where to fly. Running ahead, I'm making it there, no matter how low or how high. No matter how low. I'm about to go far, I'm really a star. I naturally aim for the sky. Shoot for the sun with busting my gun. These niggas don't know how to fly. One in the head, I'm making it there, no matter how low or how high. I'm about to go far, I'm really a star. I naturally aim for the sky is me affirming my trajectory. Like I'm not just going anywhere. I'm going a place that I'm destined for. Shoot for the sun when busting my gun is wordplay and metaphor. Where shoot ties to ambition with the gun theme. Sun raises the stakes even higher than the sky, showing that I'm not aiming average, I'm aiming at the highest level possible. These niggas don't know how to fly. Contrast me with everyone else. Like, they don't have the vision. They don't have the tenacity that I do. You know, they think too small. They're not thinking of the future or how things are going to change and elevate down the line, or how they want to be a trailblazer. One in the head, you know, I'm referring back to that one bullet in the chamber, but it's also a mentality. I'm locked in. I'm making it there no matter how low or how high, means regardless of the circumstance, regardless of my position or the obstacles that I may face, I'm still going to get where I need to go. And so the outro is still backed by harmonies, but it builds up into a stronger, more triumphant feeling, and it lifts the energy back up so the song doesn't end on a serious sense of vulnerability or emotion, but a sense of empowerment. And that finishes everything up for us. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the 3rd episode of Unfolded, the lyrical breakdown series. Be sure to tune in by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Keep up with me because you never know when the next drop might hit. Hint, hint. Follow me on Instagram as well at Kiinko. Love you guys.